Hello friends, I'm Dustin Davis and welcome to another video. The season has barely begun, yet one of the league's most dominant franchises already finds itself staring at unexpected questions. Expectations were clear: build momentum early, lean on a trusted core, and silence any whispers of regression. But as the first games unfolded, uncertainty crept in where confidence once stood. A mix of injuries, suspensions, and roster gaps has placed pressure on a position group that was supposed to complement the team's greatest strength. The rhythm that once defined this offense now feels tentative, and the search for solutions has quickly become more urgent than anticipated. Conversations once reserved for speculation are now reaching the forefront, fueled by both familiar names and untested possibilities. As the days tick forward, the organization faces choices that could reshape its identity, whether through veteran reinforcements, bold trade considerations, or calculated patience. What comes next may determine not only the stability of the present, but also how long the championship window truly remains open. Let's check out all the details. But first, can I ask you a quick favor? If you're enjoying the content, just hit that like button. It helps us more than you think. Thank you so much. And speaking of reinforcements, one veteran wideout has already stepped forward with a bold pitch to join Kansas City's roster. Allen Robinson, the veteran wideout most recently with the Pittsburgh Steelers and Detroit Lions, is making his case for a new NFL home, and he believes Kansas City could be the right fit. After going unsigned through free agency and training camp, Robinson turned to social media as Week 2 approached, publicly urging the Chiefs to consider his services. The timing of his pitch was deliberate. Kansas City had just lost promising starter Xavier Worthy to a shoulder injury suffered in the opening week. Robinson directly addressed the franchise with a simple message on X, formerly Twitter. "No cap, Chiefs, I'm a free agent. I swear I could help y'all." At 32 years old, Robinson carries both proven experience and recent struggles. Last season in Detroit, he managed just 3 receptions for 30 yards. The year before, in Pittsburgh, he started every game but finished with only 34 catches for 280 yards, failing to find the end zone in either campaign. His last touchdown dates back to 2022. Still, his career resume cannot be ignored. A former second-round pick from Penn State, Robinson has appeared in 139 games with 122 starts, amassing 565 receptions for 5,748 yards and 43 touchdowns. He has 3 1,000-yard seasons to his name and once stood as the top target in both Jacksonville and Chicago. The veteran market is thin, with familiar names already signed or retired. Babe Davis joining the Bills, Amari Cooper briefly landing with the Raiders before stepping away from the game. That scarcity makes Robinson's availability more intriguing. While his recent numbers show decline, his size, experience, and history as a reliable target could provide short-term depth for a team suddenly in need of reinforcements. Whether the Chiefs choose to act remains uncertain, but Robinson's public appeal underscores the urgency now surrounding Kansas City's receiving corps. But while Robinson is campaigning for a shot, another storyline has stirred even bigger conversations about a potential reunion. Even larger storyline quickly overshadowed it: renewed speculation about the possibility of Tyreek Hill reuniting with Kansas City. The discussion reignited after the Miami Dolphins' lopsided Week 1 loss to the Indianapolis Colts, where Hill's visible frustration on the sideline fueled questions about his long-term happiness. Combined with Kansas City's own injury setbacks, analysts and fans began to connect the dots. NFL voices across platforms weighed in. Podcast host Steve Palazzolo remarked that if Miami continues to stumble, the Hill to Kansas City rumors will only intensify. Pro Football Talk floated the idea of guessing which day before the trade deadline Hill might be traded back to Kansas City. Pete Sweeney of the Kansas City Star noted that Worthy's injury made the speculation more difficult to dismiss. From a roster standpoint, Kansas City has reason to evaluate every option. Rashee Rice is serving a 6-game suspension following legal troubles from a multi-vehicle accident earlier in 2024. Rookie Jalen Royals was sidelined in Week 1 with a knee injury, and Worthy's shoulder injury added yet another blow. The team still carries depth: Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Tyquan Thornton, Nico Remigio, and Jason Brownlee, and several produced well in the opener. Brown in particular stood out with 10 catches for 99 yards. Still, the notion of rekindling the Hill-Mahomes connection is tempting. The wideout once delivered some of the most dynamic seasons in franchise history before being traded to Miami, where his production remained elite. Yet signs of dissatisfaction have lingered. Earlier this year, Hill openly acknowledged he would consider leaving Miami if it was best for him and his family. The Miami Dolphins' rocky start only magnifies those remarks. Kansas City also dropped its opener, a 27-21 loss to the Chargers in Brazil, making Worthy's injury sting even more. With Travis Kelce now in the latter stages of his career, adding another elite playmaker could be the difference in sustaining a championship run. The financial and trade cost would be enormous, and Miami may ultimately refuse to entertain offers. But the idea continues to gain momentum because of how naturally it fits. A premier receiver still at the top of his game, returning to a quarterback with whom he already displayed unmatched chemistry. Even if nothing materializes, the conversation itself speaks volumes about the urgency Kansas City faces in fortifying its offense.
Still, not every solution involves a blockbuster trade. Some believe a different free agent veteran could be the steady hand Kansas City needs. As speculations swirled around Hill, other voices pointed toward a more practical solution, targeting free agent veteran Kendrick Bourne. Bourne, recently released by the New England Patriots, remains unsigned despite multiple visits. At 30, he brings a track record of consistency, with career totals of 292 receptions for 3,714 yards and 22 touchdowns across 111 games. While never a star, he has proven to be a steady contributor capable of fitting into a system as a reliable depth option. His recent seasons with New England were uneven. In 2024, he played 12 games, recording 28 catches for 305 yards and 1 score. The year prior, he posted 37 receptions, 406 yards, and 4 touchdowns over 8 appearances. Injuries played a role, and his role within the Patriots' offense often fluctuated. Analyst Evan Massine of Newsweek argued that Kansas City should take a close look at Bourne, emphasizing how playing alongside Patrick Mahomes could revitalize his career. The logic is clear. While Bourne's numbers do not leap off the page, his professionalism and experience could stabilize a group that has been rocked by injuries and suspensions. Currently, the Chiefs list 8 receivers on the roster: Rice, Worthy, Brown, Smith-Schuster, Royals, Thornton, Remigio, and Brownlee. But the absences of Rice and Royals, coupled with Worthy's latest setback, reduced the immediate pool of available options. Brown led the way in Week 1, Smith-Schuster and Thornton provided supplementary production, and Kelce contributed with a touchdown. Even so, the unit feels one injury away from further instability. Next week's matchup brings added weight. Kansas City returns home for a Super Bowl 59 rematch against the Philadelphia Eagles, a stage where depth and reliability will be tested. Whether the team responds by pursuing Bourne or another veteran remains to be seen, but the push for reinforcement is growing louder. The questions now rest with you. Should the Chiefs give Allen Robinson another shot, trusting his experience to patch a short-term gap? Or do you think his best days are too far behind him? And what about the Tyreek Hill speculation? Would you welcome a reunion, or do you believe the cost would outweigh the reward? Could that move truly reignite the Mahomes-led offense, or is it time to look forward rather than back? Finally, when it comes to Kendrick Bourne, do you see him as the kind of steady presence this roster needs, or just another name who wouldn't make much difference? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Which path do you believe Kansas City should take, and which of these options excites you the most? Leave your analysis in the comments. Don't forget to leave your like and subscribe, join our community, and get exclusive content every day. We always bring you everything happening in Kansas City. See you soon.